it was with Dan Brownlie after the win at home at Westfield, and Dan ended up pulling away in the second half there. He must be really satisfied with that.
It's a really good win, that. I obviously the first time we played them in the early stage of the season, we got completely dismantled, and we're much changed from that. I think that there was only one survivor from the back four in that game. But yeah, today look, we were disappointed to go 1-0 down, particularly with the an own goal, which by our standards, anyone's standards, like it shouldn't be happening, body position and stuff. But we said before, like the resilience of this team, the know-how, the ability to stay patient and allow quality to come through, and we did that. We scored some really good goals. We created some good moments, which led to penalties. So we were good for the win today. I think it's more than deserving. But Westfield played their part. I think they're a half decent side that will pick up points against big sides. And there's no reason why they won't play candidates come the end of the season.
What were your thoughts at half-time going in at 1-1?
Frustrated, but semi-calm in the sense that I knew if we could. I thought we had levels to go through, and I thought it was pretty easy to identify the things that we needed to be better at. And you never kind of foresee the start that we're going to have within 5 minutes. We've had 2 crosses flash across the box, and then obviously awarded the penalty. So you don't necessarily foresee that. You want it, but it doesn't always come. And then thereafter, we just felt in control. Like we limited them to a few opportunities. Unlike the first half, I think they probably the clear-cut one in the back post. I don't know how that kid's missed it. But then again, we've had the same in the first half. So the first half proceedings were even. So we count ourselves lucky, I guess, to go in at 1-1 at that stage of the game. But the second half, I thought we were brilliant. We're professional. There were some really fabulous performances in there, and yeah, I'm really proud of the boys for the way they responded and the professionalism and the attitude, and that's a big thing. That we know we've got good players here, and we're kind of slowly but surely finding partnerships on the pitch and all the different aspects that go to making a really formidable team. And but the boys are doing the work, and it's great.
Arshia Neves got a start today, first start in a while for him. Got a really important third goal as well. What did you make of his performance overall?
Yeah, it was an important goal, an important moment actually, because obviously at 2-1 you're still pretty nervy, but just having that depth of distance in terms of the scoreline really helped. And it's a fantastic goal. We know Neves has got that in him. His talent is an unbelievably talented footballer. There are areas of the game which we're trying to work on and simplify him in deeper areas and allow him to go free in higher areas. But you've seen when he has that freedom and that forward thinking, there's no player like him. Like, he's so different and unique. And it's the reason why the rare times I join in at training, I go nowhere near him, because everyone has to stand off, because you don't want to find yourself in a 1v1 battle with him, because he has got some incredible feet. But he, along with loads of others today, I thought there were some fabulous performances. Simon Dunn, he's such a good footballer. You know, we're so lucky to have him. He really was sensational today, and it wouldn't be necessarily one that a supporter would pick out, because you look at the goals we scored, but he's a silent assassin. He goes about his work so tremendously well. He's encouraging, he's demanding more of everyone, and that partnership between him and Michael today was really something to behold against a good midfield. You know, Crossley, who played for Chertsey's side last year, is a really good player, and they've got some talented boys in there. So really pleased with Neves, but across the board, you could pick the names out of a hat today, and I'd only have positive things to say.
There was a flashpoint at the end there involving Brody Peart with a red card for each side. I know you're over on the opposite side of the pitch, but what was your view of it? Do you know what went on?
I've had no view, I'll be honest. Like the frustrating thing is, and I've spoken to the referee, and so has Aaron, and Brody has been guilty by association, and we asked him what more can he do in that situation to avoid getting sent off. And when a player's got him round the throat, I don't necessarily know what he's going to do, and the referee says he's got to stay passive. And other than dropping to the deck, and maybe that's his learning, maybe he's just got to go down, but to raise his own hands to defend himself, and that's what he believes he's done. And speaking to the lads, I've got no reason to disbelieve him. There's cries of that there's been a stamp in there, but again, spoken to the boys that I trust implicitly, that they've said that it's nonsense. There was a moment where the ball's there to be taken, and Brody's tried pinching it, and maybe a clash of ankles or whatever, but it's certainly no stamp, so I'm not having that. But yeah, it's disappointing, because the kid's done really well, and we're really proud of Brody's development. So hopefully he'll learn from it. I don't necessarily know what the learning is, other than to hit the deck in those moments. But yeah, it'd be a shame to lose the kid, because he's done fantastically well.
and into the second half of the season now, well placed in the table. Do you start getting a feeling of optimism as we go through these months now towards April and get near the end of the season?
Yeah, I guess we're not in a position to ever become complacent. We're not that side. We're not that good. We're a good side. There's no doubt about that. We've got some really talented boys that want to win, but there's so long to go till the end of the season. And don't get me wrong. Don't for a minute thinking that we're not talking about league title charges and playoffs and stuff like that, because it's prevalent in our communications all the way through this group, and we believe that we've got a side that is capable of doing something really special this year. But you need a lot of luck, you need timing, you need luck with injuries, and you look at today and the likes of Billy, who probably shouldn't have got on even if he was asked. Obviously he didn't come on in the end, but doing his hammy last week, it probably wasn't the most sensible decision to have him on the bench. But we had no Cookie today, no Dre, no Ashley Artwell, so we had a few boys missing today, but again, to a man, brilliant. So we're managing situations a lot better this year, which we didn't necessarily have the ability to do last year just because of numbers. So yeah, we're really happy with where we are. Obviously points on the board matter, like we've got games in hand, but we've got difficult games to play, so we're hoping that we can just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep chalking them off, because today and the last two games particularly, I thought you could classify them as really professional, and that's what gets you higher up the league. It's not always the magnificent performances where you go and blitz a team like 8-0 what we did against Guernsey. That's not the ones that win you the league. It's these chalk ones where you go, okay, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, whatever it is, but you do a professional display and make sure that you're in control of the controllables.
And having gone so close last season, do you draw comparisons between the team you've got now and how you did last season? We're
better. There's no doubt about it. We're better probably in every facet. Defensively, we've the shape is a lot better of this team. I think know-how and experience through the ranks, obviously bringing the likes of Michael Atkinson in, and he's been just tremendous. Again, probably a player that doesn't get the credit he deserves because he's so talented. But then you look at bringing the likes of Argent and Jimmy, who again, Arj had a fantastic game today. But you can say that about everyone. You know, we've improved massively. We're still not done. I still think there's maybe one or two that we want to talk to in terms of enhancing areas that we think we could be better or more effective across the season. But I'm really happy with where we are, and you're right, the comparisons are there to be made, but I believe we're stronger. The only downside is the league is stronger. Bracknell ran away with it last year, and there are a few teams in around the playoffs that I thought were capable, but this year you're looking at probably 7, 8, 9 teams that could quite easily be considered playoff candidates. So yes, we're better, but so are the teams, so we just got to make sure that we concentrate on ourselves and keep chalking them off.
And just finally, Ezio Torre's move to Watford was announced the other day.
Yeah.
What a big move for him. Are you looking to bring in anyone to replace him now as well?
Yes is a short answer. Look, we've been since Ezio's departure, we've been actually fantastic in front of goal. Like Brad stepped up, Reedy stepped up, and we're picking off goals in other areas of the park, which has been great. And I constantly get asked, are we bringing in a new striker? And it's a fair question, but at the minute we're only going to bring in a striker if we feel it's right culturally, the changing room environment, and obviously they need to improve us on the pitch. And we've identified 2 potential targets, and hopefully we get to speak to them this week. And we're excited about that prospect. Whether we manage to get them over the line, we don't know, but I think with them on board we'll certainly be a stronger. But just a word on Ezio. Obviously we've had to keep it hush, and we appreciate the fans' patience in that. I know the kind of cat was out of the bag quite early, and obviously it was a situation where the club needed to be really professional about the way we conduct ourselves, and the announcements weren't too soon because we didn't want to put any pressure on the boy. But what a boy, you know, Ezio's been tremendous in the short time he's been here, and it was a short time, there's no doubt about it, but I think the length of time didn't relax the impact that he had. Like, the fans absolutely loved him, the players adored him. And we're really proud of his move because we've played a part in it. You know, like sometimes clubs can attach themselves to players, and they've done all the work. But I do believe that this was the right club with the right group of boys at the right time for that boy, and we're really, really excited to see how that boy develops because he is a phenomenal talent. Lots of work to do, no doubt about it. But Watford have got one of the good ones, so we're really proud of him.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Cheers.